But love your enemies and do good and lend, expecting nothing in return, and your reward will be great, and you will be sons of the Most High. For he is kind to the ungrateful and the evil. Luke 6:35.
It's difficult to do because we can't, not that we can't, it's just we're by our very nature sinful. So all the emotions that come with that makes it difficult to love unconditionally because we love conditionally, um, unlike God. But I think a couple things we have to keep in mind is we have to evaluate our own sins. And one thing I tell myself often is before I'm too quick to judge somebody else or react in a certain way, in an unloving way, even if they're being, or if they're doing something wrong, etc. I don't deserve God's goodness, and none of us deserve God's goodness. So you have to extend a level of grace to other people because you first are not worthy. And I think once you understand that, it makes it a little bit easier to love other people. And then another part of that is in Romans, I think it's Romans 20, where it says, no, Romans 12:20. To the contrary, if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him something to drink. For by so doing, you will heap burning coals on his head. And I was curious about what that last part, heap burning coals on his head. And through my research, part of it means, because it could be interpreted in several different ways, but one interpretation is that the evildoer, if you love them, it's possible for them to feel a level of regret. And the way I explain it, or the way just practically, just personally, like how it's been in my own life. I mean, there are moments where I've been not the kindest person to people, but then they responded in a way that was godlike, or they responded in a way with love. So it made me feel bad because I responded in a way that was not loving, but then the response from them was loving. And it really does have the effect of making you feel regret, and you're more inclined to repent. So I think it's a part of it too is also the power of love in itself. If you are loving to those who do harm, then it's very possible that because you're giving them an example, and if you show love, then it's less likely that they will continue to do what they're doing. Of course, not in all cases, but if they see your example, it has the power of potentially changing and having them repent how they reacted or how they treated you in the first place. So that's something else to keep in mind, because since we're image bearers of Christ and we're ambassadors, we always have to act in a way so that people will learn how to behave. And ultimately, you always have to keep in mind that you're being watched, that sometimes people will press your buttons. And if you don't react with love, then they could always throw it in your face that, oh, what kind of Christian are you?